I don't think we're on the right trail because I think people would have mentioned it. We had a washout that we came to and had to go over, take our backpacks off. However, on the way back, we're kind of backtracking now, and on the way back we found a way to get up, so at least we didn't have to take our packs off. But boy, you know, climbing up around the rocks and stuff like that has been really taking its toll on both of us. So we're going to backtrack at least to the dam, and there's some shelter areas there. It's not for an overnight shelter, but we may just stop there anyways and pitch a hammock on the post for the shelter and put a tent in there or something. We've got pads and stuff. And then if somebody comes and gets us and says, hey, we can't be there, we'll see if they won't give us a ride back to our car, and we'll go to one of the campgrounds. But yeah, kind of an adventure. This is one we can tell our grandkids about. So yeah, so it's about 6:15. We'd been walking since about noon. So we walked about 6 hours, 5.5 hours. We took a couple breaks, but we're pretty well tuckered out. So if we go to a campground, we'll try to set up a camp pretty quick, and probably won't take too long to get to bed. I don't know that we're going to go around and look for a lot of firewood. So anyways, we're going to see what we can do. We could just call it a day hike and take it home. I guess we could stay in our backyards, but but I can't sleep in my hammock then, see, so yeah, so oh well, we'll decide what we're going to do and get back on here a little bit later. So we've got Bullwinkle here, and he's been sitting in the backpack all day wondering what's wrong and what took us so long. We came back to the shelter, and Dave's having some oatmeal. I just drank a bunch of water. I'm so tired I don't even want anything to eat right now. We're at the dam, and boy, it's a beautiful afternoon. We got a couple people that said they'd take us back down to the marina, so we think we're going to take them up on that, back to the car, and then go to one of the campgrounds and camp tonight. That's the plan right now. So that's kind of a little bit of a cheat, but since we got our 6 miles in already, or maybe more, I think we're okay with the cheat. Okay, so this is Helen, and we met Helen and a friend of hers at the shelter house when we came back out. As we said, we apparently took a wrong turn, and we are already on 7 miles, and we haven't got to a camp yet. She was kind enough to drive us several miles out of her way to bring us back here. So just wanted to give her a shout out, and hopefully we'll get her in this video, and she'll be famous from now on.
I will be famous.
So thank you very much, Helen. Appreciate it. So I have to show you this map. We actually got taken back down to the marina by Helen and what was the other lady's name, Dave? I can't remember now. But they gave us a ride down to the marina. So we decided we'd come up and check out this Burr Oak Cove campground and see where we went wrong. Well, we realized we didn't go wrong. We just didn't go far enough. It says it's like a mile, but I don't believe it. I think it's more than that, and the trail is really a rough trail. So we came up out of Burr Oak, out of the lake, and we went across this way, and we were doing this little jiggy-jaggy stuff, I think, and we decided we didn't think that we were close to that campground. We thought the campground was like over this direction. So we finally turned. We turned back and around, came all the way back down here, then hiked out there, and then got a ride back, and here's all the farther we had to go. But I'm kind of glad we did that, because now we've got our car here. We'll camp out tonight. And we actually went about, I think, 7 or 7.5 miles to get to that site. So anyways, at least we weren't as crazy as what we thought. Well, hello. It's about 11:42 now, we've got our camp set all up, and Dave's already in bed, and I'm sitting out here. We didn't even get a fire built tonight. We got in so late. We've had quite a day. We hiked 4.5 miles or so from the marina up to the dam, and we thought we'd have another mile or so to go. And so we got on this trail that we thought was the trail to Burr Oak Cove, and we went a long ways, more than a mile, and the trail was looking really bad, and it didn't look like it was maintained very well, and we started running out of like little diamonds that are supposed to be marking it. So we were so tired, we finally decided, let's turn back and go back to the dam, and then we'll eat there, and then maybe we can find somebody to help drive us down to the marina. We did find somebody, Helen, and was willing to drive us back down. We really appreciate that. I hope she gets a chance to see this video. I want to give a shout out to her. That was just really appreciated. So we got in our car and we came back up to the drive-in from the road for this camp, Burr Oak Camp, in Burr Oak Cove. And come to find it out, we were on the right trail, and we probably were only about a quarter mile left to go. But it looked so bad, and it just didn't look like it was the right trail, so we decided we'd go back. So we did actually get a camp down here, and we actually saw a map of the camp, and I took a picture of it so that you can see where that trail actually goes, and I'll put a picture up of where we had gone. I have a navigator program, and you can see that too, and you see how close we actually were to the real camp. Anyways, live and learn. This was not supposed to be a strenuous day today. I've been working out pretty hard, and I'm getting in a little better shape, but Dave hasn't worked it hard, so we picked this camp because we thought we could get there pretty easily. And so it was a really long day, and I know Dave's sore, and I'm sore too. I mean, I'm sore, and I've been working out really hard. So it was a long day. But anyways, we're at a car camp now. My car's sitting right over there, and so we found some trees for hammocks, and we've just had a lot of interesting things. Dave got the wrong poles for his tent, so then but he did bring a hammock, so he's using that now. And fortunately, I had some extra really heavy-duty beaners, so I was able to give those to him so he could use that. And so it's been quite a day. So I've got my bare butt hammock up, and I'll show it tomorrow, and as I tear it down to show how it works. I made my own quilt, underquilt, out of space blankets, the solar blankets that they have, and they're really cheap. I basically have $14.50 in it, or maybe $16, and it appears to work really good. It's really warm, and so if I can use it 50 degrees or higher, that's going to be great. I'm going to be really excited about that, and I think I'm going to be really warm tonight. I've just been in it a couple minutes, and boy, it's like really warm. So that's good. Hopefully I don't rip it or anything like that. So it's been good. Dave and I sat around the table here. I fixed some. I had a hot meal, and Dave had some when we first finished the day. So we just sat around and talked. It was just good to catch up and that kind of thing. And as I always say, I love camping. I really like to have a campfire, and I couldn't get a campfire. So that bothered me a little bit because the wood was all green, and we got here so late I didn't have time to go traipsing through the wood and get some other stuff. So, but other than that, it's been fun, and we've had to work together a little bit to make everything work. But it's been fun, and hope to do it again. The next time I think we're going to Mohican, and we're gonna just go like about 1.5 miles, and I know there's trails up there. I know the trails, and so hopefully we won't have this kind of situation again. So I'm going to get ready to get in bed. I'll probably check in again when I'm inside the hammock a little bit, and hopefully I'll get a good night's rest, and I'll see you in the morning. Okay, so I want to just talk a little bit about my hammock. This is my second hammock hang. Did a lot better this time. And so for those of you that don't know much about hammocks, I have a bare butt hammock, and it's one of the cheaper hammocks on the market as far as expense, but it's really a quality one. These are the straps, and what it does is it has, they're called Kodiak straps, and they have a daisy chain here, and I think there's 22 of these little loops, and so that you can adjust your thing very easily. You don't have any straps or knots to tie or any fancy loops to tie. You just go through these loops with your beaner. They have a really good quality beaner as well. And then they have a tarp. Now the tarp probably isn't as good a quality as some tarps. I like some of the sill tarps better, but this is really inexpensive too. It's a diamond shape. I think it's, I want to say it's I can't remember exactly. I think it's like 9.5 or 10, maybe 10.5 feet long, and it's about 5 feet, 9 feet wide, I think it is. So it's usually set up diamond. That's about the only choices you really have. But it works pretty good. I haven't actually had it in the rain yet, so don't know. It has a reflective guy ropes all around it, so at night it lights up in a flashlight like a neon sign. Has a tensioner here to use so that you can adjust it. It only wraps right up on the tree line. It just has these little reflective tape or rope there. Some people like to use a little bit better one. Now I also have the mosquito netting on the inside, and it has here on the end, and get here in the light so you can see it, it has a little shock cord here right there, so you can cinch it right up right on this thing so the insects can't get in there. And it has a ridgeline hook, so you can actually hook this up higher. But I actually use a ridgeline on my tent, or on my tarp, and so I just put it over the whole thing, and it works really good. One of the nice things is on the bottom, it actually hangs down. It's kind of hard to see the way I've got this set up right now, but it hangs down below the tarp. So because it hangs below the tarp, mosquitoes can't bite you through the actual tarp, the parachute, or the hammock, that thing. It won't. The mosquitoes can't bite you through the parachute, through the hammock. Now, what I've got here is I've got an underquilt that I made, a personal one. Now, you can get underquilts in there. They're pretty expensive. And I was looking for something a little bit cheaper that would work in maybe 45 or 50 degrees up instead of having to get an underquilt. So what I decided, I saw one online from, I can't remember the name of the thing. I'll try to put it in the credits, but Southern Comfort Hammock or something like that. Anyways, they made one out of space blanket and this blanket material, the mirrored stuff, and basically it reflects about 90% of the heat from your body. And so what I did was I took 2 of them so it would be a little wider, and I basically ran paracord through the ends. And basically all I did was I just folded it over and I just taped it with packing tape, and boy, it sticks really good and holds really well. And then I pulled this out here like this, and up at the top I just hooked it with some bungee cord, and so that gives it some stretchability, but not too much, so it keeps it up pretty high. And then on the ends I have another thing, and I put these little I forget what you call them, but they're basically those little things that you can push and tighten it up. So this thing loosens up when I want to fold it. I unfold it and put it in flatten it out. But when I use it, I can pull this tight, and so I get this right up around the hammock so that it doesn't let any cold air in. Now, last night was my first night trying it. It got down to 49 degrees. And I have a sleeping bag inside of it, and that's all I used. I didn't use anything on the bottom or anything like that, and this thing kept me warm. In fact, I had my sweater on to begin with, and I actually had to take my sweater off because I was so hot. So I'm real excited about this. The 2 SOL blankets cost me $7 each, so that's $14. And the little hardware there, the paracord, I think cost me about $3 or $4 for 50 feet, and that was more than enough that I needed. And those little hooks, I got them at Walmart, I think for like $3 or something like that. So for less than $20, I've got an underquilt that seems to work pretty good, and it only weighs 8 ounces compared to some of the underquilts that are quite a little bit heavier. So I'm real excited about that, and it seems to work really well. I'm going to use it some more, and I'll report back more as we go. So I also wanted to show you, my buddy Dave has this little 3-legged stool, and he got it at Field and Stream, right, Dave? Yeah, or Dick's Sporting Goods, and that thing really works good. It holds him very well, and it's pretty sturdy. He used it on the trail yesterday. He actually carried it in his backpack, and when we'd sit down to take a break, he had that. Worked really, really nice. He had a tarp here last night too that he was going to use, and it's not the most expensive tarp, but what he did was he was going to put a binder in here to hold up onto the thing, and he got some binders at I think Myers or something like that, and he got these binders, and he got in it the very first time, and this is what happened. They literally bent and broke. When you put a binder on a hammock, you need to make sure that it's a highly rated one. This one's rated, I think, to 1,000 pounds or something like that. You definitely have to get that, because if you don't, you end up like this. And Dave took a pretty bad spill. He got on the tarp, and man, these both things snapped at the same time. There's a lot of pressure you build up. They're tested like that because you might weigh 300 pounds, but you might be putting 375 or 380 pounds pressure on these things. And so it's really important to make sure that you use good ones. The other thing that I found is that when you have these things here, Dave said last night, it seemed like one side kind of stretched out more than another. My tarp that I have here has all of the thing gathered, and there's just one point where it actually hooks in, and I think that makes it better because there's only one place to stretch, and it's right there, and this is made up of webbing that won't stretch. So again, something that you want to check on. I'm really happy with this bare butt one. A lot of people told me I should go get a more expensive one, that these weren't very good, but boy, so far I've had really, really good luck with it. So all right, so our infamous trip is done, at least the camp part. We basically hiked about 6 miles, maybe a little bit more than that yesterday.
I'm thinking 7.
Yeah, well, it's got to be close to that. We would only we're planning on 3 or 4. So the long and the short of it was, we ended up going back to Burr Oak Dam, getting a ride from a nice lady.
Yes.
We got back down and got our vehicle, and then we came up to this campground and stayed overnight. And the nice thing about that is we didn't have to pack out this morning, and we have everything in the back of the car. I didn't even put half of it in my bag, so this is a good thing. So yes. We're gonna go through Nelsonville, and of course we have to have the obligatory fast food sandwich of some kind. So we're gonna go back through there, maybe hit Burger King this time, and then the official trip will be officially done. So Dave, what do you think?
I had a great trip, and we definitely did 2 days worth of hiking in one day. So I don't feel bad at all today about just relaxing and having a cheeseburger. That'll be good.
Yep. Yeah, it was a good night last night. He ended up having to sleep on the ground because he had some issues with his hammock, but he was snoring quite a little bit last night. I heard him, so he got at least some cat napping anyway. So
yes, I did. I sawed some logs.
Yeah, that's right. And I didn't sleep too much. I just kind of dozed and cat napped, but I feel really good this morning. I love my bare butt hammock, so hopefully I'll get a lot more chance to use that. So this is we're going to sign off for now. We'll catch you at Burger King or that, and then we'll be done, except for our hour and a half ride back home. But that won't be too bad. So.
No, it'll be fun.
All right, see ya. Okay, we forgot to actually take a picture of our Whoppers while we were eating them, but here's the Burger King place, and I've got, we had free refills on Coke, so from now on when in Nelsonville, we're gonna eat at Burger King. So that pretty well wraps up this trip. We gotta make an hour and a half ride back to Columbus, and then we'll be done. So Cheers.